I'm going to go ahead and get started with these final hearings. Thank you, sir. Well, good evening. Each member of the Senate Budget and Finance Committee has spent time studying all of the student activity organizations' budgets. At the conclusion of this process, it is the goal of this committee to present to the SGA Senate a fair allocation of student activity fees to each SAO. I would like to thank each committee member, SAO, and advisors for their hard work and cooperation during the last few months. At this time, we'll begin with each student activity organization presenting for their organization so that we can all learn a little more about tonight's student activity fee allocation and what they're going towards. Will the Black Student Union please come forward and share your presentation with us? Please remember that each SAO is allowed 3 minutes to present.
Are y'all gonna move it, the PowerPoint, or how's it go? With the PowerPoint, are y'all gonna click on it? Okay.
We can bring that over. Yours muted.
Thank you. All right, hello everyone. I'm from the Black Student Union. So to give you a little background on what the Black Student Union is, okay, so the Black Student Union, we are designed to represent the interests of the Black students here at Auburn University, and we want to create an inclusive environment for our members and those who are allies. So our requested funds are used to exhibit our purpose of unity through education by creating events that can heighten our awareness and friendship between races. One of our main events, or our biggest event with the requested funds, is the Black History Month. During Black History Month, we have 3 big events, which are our Soulful Bazaar, Jazz and Poetry, and our biggest BSU speaker. This is the time where basically we hold these events to showcase the customs and heritage of the African American community, and we just want to bring everyone together of all races so that we can show them a little of our customs and get them just to see like how our custom is in our families and things like that. Another big event is Mr. and Miss BSU. So with Mr. and Miss BSU, we basically pick 2 individuals, a male and a female, who serve as the head or the face of BSU. These individuals, they show lots of community service and things like that within the school system, and they help lead our organization to its best potential. These pictures here, so these are a few other of our events. Another one is Unity throughout the Auburn family. So we have the Unity Week, which is where we have polls on the green space, and anyone can come and basically through the yarn, we connected to different polls, which have different things such as races, sexualities, and things like that, which basically is created to show how everyone is united throughout the school. This other picture shows, this was during the homecoming parade during last year. And this is another one of our events, which was Quick Ties, which is in the beginning of the year, which we basically show how everyone can meet together and things like that. And last but not least, one of our biggest things that we're known for is our General Assemblies, which take place every Monday at 5 o'clock. During General Assemblies, basically we have different topics throughout the week, and this is basically a place where if you want to come and take a break and things like that, BSU is there for you if you want to talk or things like that. That's what we're for. And we want to show everyone that can come that are allies to learn and participate in the African American culture. And last but not least, thank you all, and we're Eagle. You just ended?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I'll put this up real quick. Maddie, were you able to hear all that? Okay, great. Thank you for your presentation. At this time, we'll merge. Please come up forward and share your presentation with us. And please remember that each SAO is allowed 3 minutes for their presentation.
Hi, my name is Kat Loftus, and I serve as the Executive Vice President of Administration for Emerge, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Emerge. So Emerge serves as Auburn University's premier leadership organization. So we aim to cultivate our members into well-rounded leaders using our curriculum, which is used in our phases, our 3 phases, and it's used through like weekly meetings. We also aim to reach the Auburn family through different programs and facilitations that reaches out to Auburn students that may not be a member of Emerge. So with our phases, Emerge has 3 phases of curriculum-based leadership development. So Explore is a year-long program that focuses on individuals who wish to cultivate their leadership skills in a team setting. And then Spark is a semester-long program where participants are encouraged to complete a Spark project that displays their interests and allows them to express what they've learned in their weekly team meetings. And then Transform, that is the final phase, and it's more focused on the individual leader by connecting mentors to participants. And then we also like to reach out to Auburn students who might not be a part of Emerge through programs such as Catalyst, Leadership Lunch and Learns, Leading Beyond Auburn, and Leadershape. So Leading Beyond Auburn is a way for Emerge to provide assistance for students who want to experience leadership development outside of Auburn. Sorry. And then Leadershape is held every year during the summer. Those who attend experience a week-long retreat at an off-site location. And then Catalyst is going to be similar to Leadershape in that it's held during the fall or during the spring, during the school year. It's basically offered for those who wanted to go to Leadershape but didn't get a chance to go during the summer. And then Leadership Lunch and Learns, they are held throughout the school year, and we bring in speakers, and everyone who attends gets a free lunch. And it's kind of like a TED Talk, very similar in that way. And we just like to have these programs in order to reach out to the Auburn family and those who wish to develop their leadership skills but are not a part of Emerge. And that's all I've got. Thank you, and War Eagle.
Thank you for your presentation. At this time, would programming please come up to give your presentation? Please keep in mind that you have 3 minutes to present.
Oh. Can I take the mic off? I can. Hey everyone, I'm Madison Sherrod, and I serve as UPC's Vice President of Finance this year. And so for a quick 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the University Program Council. On your screen, I have a few fun facts. We like to say that based on last year's attendance, we had a total attendance of 6,677 people. And out of those 6,000 attendants, we had a unique student attendees of 4,809. So you ask, what is UPC? So basically our mission statement is University Program Council's mission is to enrich each student's Auburn experience by providing inclusive and engaging programs that foster community and a positive campus culture. This really sticks out to us because all of our events that we hold throughout the year will be mission driven to foster that community and enrich a positive experience. We have 7 different committees within UPC. The 7 different committees are broken down into films, special events, major entertainment, Tiger Nights, Welcome Week, and Campus Traditions, with an addition of 1 support committee, which is technical productions. And so you ask, what do these committees do? These committees are responsible for organizing and executing events such as free movies, comedians, major concerts, workshops, late night activities, and cultural performances. And so here's a short little clip to just give y'all a brief summary of what is UPC to you.
provides a platform for students to build relationships with their classmates and peers. UPC events allow me to meet fellow students who have vastly different social backgrounds than my own.
UPC serves a positive role in many students' lives here at Auburn because it allows them to attend unique events where they can meet new people from different social circles and walks of life.
UPC helps me feel more connected to campus life.
Events put on by UPC provide a refreshing change from staying in your dorm or going downtown.
UPC's late night events allow myself and others to have a community where we have an alcohol-free environment.
Thank you so much, lovely UPC family.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Next up, we have service. So if service could come up here and prepare to present. Keep in mind you have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Got my note card. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Pierce, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as this year's president for Beat Bama Food Drive, as well as representing service programs through the budget and finance process. Thank you to everyone for taking time out of your day to be here tonight and all of the hard work that you have put into this. I want to start off by saying I am representing all 5 service programs here at Auburn University. Those are Beat Bama Food Drive, Alternative Student Breaks, AUDM, Impact, and the big event. So there are 5 of us, not just one, and we exist to give back to this awesome community that gives us so much. And the Auburn family, it spreads far beyond this campus, and all members of the Auburn family deserve to feel the human touch that we all know and love. I wanted to give y'all some statistics about all of our organizations that have to do with service. I'm going to start with Impact. This is our year-long volunteering organization, and this past year, they almost hit 10,000 hours of community service, even though they were cut very short by COVID. So that's amazing to see all they could do even in these hard times. And they had 983 unique volunteers. Next is Beat Bama Food Drive, and that is our 7-week-long food drive against the University of Alabama, and all of the food raised goes to the Food Bank of East Alabama. This past year, we raised 229,361 pounds of food and made such a big impact for our community. And we are over 25 years old. We're going on our 27th year, and I'm so excited when I get to see past members of BBFD just get so excited about the drive every year. Next is Auburn University Dance Marathon, and in the past 9 years, they have almost raised $3 million. And this past year, they got donations from all 50 states, which I really don't know how they got a donation from Alaska, but that one's just really cool to me. And then next is the big event, and this is our one-day volunteer opportunity to thank the Auburn community for all that they do for us while we're students here at Auburn. This past year, they had over 200 job sites and over 1,000 volunteers. We've had many testimonies from people in the community, and just hearing how thankful they are and how loved and special they felt by Auburn University is incredible. And finally, we have Alternative Student Breaks, and they are aiming to create active members on campus, and that is definitely what they have done. They had over 3,000 service hours this past year, and they took 12 trips. They were domestically and internationally, and they broke down into different criteria just based on what you like to do and how you want to serve. Here are some pictures of some of our different organizations. Beat Bama Food Drive is always at Kroger. I will be bothering you October 1st. Impact does a great job helping out Oak Park, a retirement home, with their prom. AUDM always has a fantastic main event, and Alternative Student Breaks and the big event always have great events as well. And just to reiterate, service programs do exist to give back to this great place that I know we all know and love so much, and that this Auburn family is so much bigger than we could ever imagine, and everyone deserves to feel that human touch, and service programs definitely does that. Thank you.
Excellent presentation. Thank you, Taylor. At this time, would SGA please come up and give your presentation? Keep in mind, 3 minutes. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Caroline Willoughby, and this year I have the honor and privilege of serving as SGA's treasurer. I'm so excited to tell you a little bit more about what SGA does. So our mission on this campus is serving and promoting the individual student and unifying all that is Auburn. And this mission statement is something we truly try to live by day in and day out, no matter what we're doing. Our role on this campus is the official governing organization of the student body. Our main goal is to elevate the Auburn student experience. We do that by representing the student voice to Auburn administrators, faculty, and staff, as well as to government entities such as Auburn City Council and Alabama Legislature. So what do? Auburn SGA is divided into 3 branches: the judicial branch, legislative branch, and executive branch. The executive branch consists of teams that promote programming, work on initiatives, they perform outreach efforts and communicate to all of the student body. The legislative branch is made up of 34 senators. They represent 13 colleges and schools on campus. They work with their constituents to express student needs and concerns through legislation. The judicial branch interprets the SGA Constitution and Code of Laws. So how do we serve, promote, and unify? Well, there are many ways that Auburn SGA works to serve the student body, but I would love to highlight a few. First off, Freshman Forum is our mentorship program for incoming freshmen. They also represent the student voice of the freshmen on campus. Next is Heyday, which is a long-standing Auburn tradition and gives students the ability to experience what the Auburn family truly is. Just last year, SGA passed out over 10,000 name tags to students so they could greet each other by name. Next, we perform and promote Auburn Answers, which is the primary feedback system for Auburn students. We use this feedback to take to administrators, faculty, and staff to share what student concerns and needs are. Also, shameless plug, we just revamped our website, so check it out at aub.ie/Auburn Answers. And we also house Auburn Rings. Auburn Rings is a wonderful way to show your Auburn pride. The additional revenue that we create from Auburn Rings goes to scholarships and also helps SGA promote events that were not covered by the student activities fee. And lastly, we are so excited to announce our first ever Hunger Awareness Week, which will raise awareness for students on campus that may be food insecure. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time, and please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Caroline. Next up, would student media please come up to the podium to present their budget? Keep in mind, 3 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nathan Holden, and I have the honor of representing the student media group. The past 4 years at Auburn, I've been able to work in various roles with the Glamourata, which is just one of 5 of student media groups here at Auburn. Though we have 5, only 4 receive funding. The one that does not is the Plainsman, which is our newspaper. The other 4 is the Glamourata, our yearbook. I'm working on the 124th Glamourata this year. Also is our radio station, WGL, our literary and arts magazine, The Circle, as well as our TV station, Eagle Eye, which is filming us tonight, so thank you. I think it's important to note on student media that not only does student media give services to the entire student body and community, but also develop students within it. So for instance, we've had graduates get offers from places like CNN, ESPN, the Weather Channel, and a host of local TV stations and newspapers, largely in part because of their roles in Auburn Student Media Group. We've been growing. This past year, we had a 32% increase in student membership within the group, as well as impressive growth outside and lots of audience increases, especially on social media and internet sites. which was awesome this past year, was the ability to fully function throughout the pandemic. Throughout the pandemic, when campus was shut down, the yearbook was still working, the Literary Arts magazine was still distributing, the radio station and TV station were both still broadcasting largely from home. Our reporters would take their cameras and their microphones home, and they were still doing their jobs, which was really encouraging to see. One highlight from that is the Conglomerado has been able to pass out over 6,000 books, even though there's been very few people on campus this year, which is a really impressive stat. Again, our stations were able to continue broadcasting. And to conclude, we're very thankful for the funding we receive from student activity fees, and we work very responsibly to use them in a wise manner. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Nathan. Would student organizations now come up to present their presentation?
War Eagle, everyone. My name is Ahel Makani. I'm currently serving as the coordinator for the organizations board and as the student financial rep for student organizations. Now, I wish I had statistics and numbers for all of our orgs, but I don't because we have over 500. That's right. I'm here representing every single student organization on campus that isn't currently in this room. We have numerous amounts of students in each org, and the vast majority of our funds go to the organizations board, which acts as kind of like the BNF committee for the rest of the school. So our budget mainly goes towards, one, paying for the service of AU Involve itself, and two, to organizations board, which works with a limited budget to fund each and every program, trip, expense that we can afford for all student organizations that don't receive money directly from BNF. So here's just some details about our numbers for AU Involve, I should say. Then the budget for the organizations fund. And finally, some administrative costs. Thank you.
I'll share. And Maddie, you're about to be up. I'm going to go ahead and airplay that screen. I think you might have to quit first. There you off. All right, Maddie, you should be good to go.
Does she have access to share screen?
Okay.
She does. You can share your screen as well.
War Eagle, everyone. I'm so...
Ask if she can share her screen for her
Yeah, do you want to share your screen for your presentation?
Yeah. Me? Is it up?
Not quite.
Wait. Are we good?
Not quite, Maddie.
Is it up?
There we go. Yeah, it's coming now. Thank you. All right, you good to go.
Okay. War Eagle, everyone. I am so sorry I can't be here in person. My name is Madeline McNeely. I am representing the International Student Organization. Due to the nature of my work away from being a student, I had previous COVID exposure, so I cannot be there. in person, but I am with you in the War Eagle spirit and in Zoom University. So we're going to get started with our final budget hearing. So who we are and what we do. The International Student Organization, we actively work with international students who come from all over the world, the United States, and from wherever they are to work with them, whether they want to gain more friendship, work with them, whether they want to gain more experience academically, or even just find where they want to fit in. And we work with them so we can actively promote diversity and interaction between those students and students who are here locally if they want to get involved with those students who are from far away. We also want to ease the process of adaptation for those international students. It's hard coming from somewhere where either they drive on a different side of the road or they get groceries a different way. And so whatever we can do to make that process a little bit easier, that's what we are here for. We also want to introduce an environment of leadership and success for all the students, international or local, whether they have a different interest in nationality or religion or goals. And we want to make sure that we can integrate them in the Auburn spirit. So our events, we've broken them up by semester. We have two main events in the fall semester. They are Social Hour and our Peace Dinner. Social Hour we have a little differently this semester. It is bi-weekly, and we have it outdoors this semester. And it is a little bit earlier in the day so we can catch more students if they are on campus. And we have it by the Auburn patio. And this top corner, we have an example of what you might see on social media floating around as a little social media bite of what each organization has. And what we do is we have every organization showcase a little bit taste of their cultural flavor for a little food, and also show what they have to show students, what they have as far as interests, whether that be dance, a PowerPoint presentation, or also a sport or activity that they want to show students within an hour. So that way they can take that home or show their friends when they get done. Peace Dinner we have annually. It happens to fall during the Thanksgiving season. And what we do is we have each organization within ISO prepare their own little food item to present in a banquet style. So that way they can present it to students and faculty. While that might look a little bit different this year with COVID being present, we are trying to work it out. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to do something. So just keep that in mind. In our spring semester, we have 3 big events: our soccer tournament, World's Fair, and also our recognition banquet. If you've ever been a fan of World Cup in real life, our soccer tournament is very similar, actually, especially with who wins and who doesn't. Our students can get together and form soccer teams and play either at the rec center or on the soccer fields, and they get to play in a tournament-style games in teams of 8 to see who can win and who unfortunately doesn't, and get to play for a small prize. Our World's Fair is a table booth setup. It's a more traditional style of a fair where they can show either their international organizations can show their own little setup and gain some student numbers, or countries can show their own little cultural styles, clothing, or their own little niches that they have that may be a little bit different or unknown to you. Our recognition banquet we have so that we can lift up and showcase our students who excel both in the classroom and socially outside of it. We are not doing the traditional banquet this year. We are planning to do just our certificates, so we won't be doing a typical banquet, but we still plan on lifting up those students who are so hard inside and outside of the classroom, and in the labs and in the library, so that way they do well and work hard. So while we all look very different from each other, our leadership will all have their little polos with the ISO logos on them and their name tags. So when you see us, feel free to stop by and ask us all questions if you have any. And we still want to meet with each other and maintain that good 6 feet distance and have our masks on, so that way Governor Kay Ivey will be proud. And whenever you want to see us or stop by for social hour, be sure to scan with our QR codes, so that way you can get some food with our printed material and promotions. And be sure to stop by with our Instagram and our Facebook, so that way you guys can come on and check us out. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Maddie.
Stop your share.
Yes, sir. Hey, Maddie, can you stop the share for me real quick? I just couldn't see. All right, well, thank you all for your presentations and for being here tonight again. But with that, this BNF final budget hearing is now called to order. The first order of business is to state the amount of student activity fee money available for allocation tonight. That number is $1,905,225.47. The total amount of money being requested by the student activity organizations is $1,645,409.56. This means that a surplus of $259,815.91 will be placed into the reserve fund and the program expansion fund. The next order of business is to distribute some of the available money to the reserve fund and program expansion fund for the sake of providing opportunities for growth and flexibility throughout the year. As a reminder, the reserve fund is used for one-time requests, while the program expansion fund is used to increase existing line items or create new line items that your organization hopes to add into your budget for annual usage. During the year, we encourage you to use our form on AU Involve to submit any reserve fund or program expansion fund requests if you realize you need more money for something or have a new program or project that you want to provide for students. Also, feel free to reach out to your BNF representative at any time to talk through your needs. Of this year's remaining $259,815.91 surplus, $159,815.91 will be added to the reserve fund, and the remaining $100,000 will be held and utilized as the program expansion fund. As a result of the past few weeks of working with you all to responsibly budget for the year and to proactively cut unnecessary line items, the budget is balanced and no cuts are required for this evening. Thank you to all of you for the work you've done with us to get us to this point. So the Budget and Finance Committee will now be writing legislation and passing it through the SGA Senate floor to confirm the approval of your original full budget request for usage in the new fiscal year, which begins on October 1st. SAO representatives, you will not be required to attend the upcoming Senate meetings where legislation will be considered. We will reach out to you if it is determined that any adjustments are needed. Now, let me remind you of 6 important expectations of you for the weeks and months ahead as we enter a new fiscal year. First, as you all know, we asked you to do something new this year by asking you to let us know how COVID could impact your operations in the year ahead. Using the COVID Budget Details tab is how we did that. Although we will be approving your full budget request through Senate over the next few weeks, on October 1st, we will only be transferring the COVID amounts that you provided to us on your COVID Budget Details tab. We are trusting that you and your advisor will actively manage and stay on top of knowing when you need to ask that additional money that is initially withheld will be transferred into your account, because you realize that you'll be able to execute your plans for something that was originally tentative. We will follow up one-on-one with an email soon detailing how that process will work. Second, Your money is being allocated to specific line items, and it is expected that you use the funds allocated only for those specified purposes. If for any reason you decide you need to use money in a different manner or move money from one line item to another, you must request approval through the Budget and Finance Committee according to the Code of Laws. You may bring this request to your BNF representative at any time throughout the year. Third, we expect your organization to complete after-action reports on all of your events and programs. These reports can be crucial to inform the BNF committee decisions and to help allocate student funds fairly and effectively in a sustainable, purposeful way, especially in times when cuts become necessary. These reports are the best representation that BNF can have since we cannot physically attend every event that is put on for the student body, and they will also help your successors when planning efficiently. Fourth, as you heard earlier, the program expansion fund will be set up with $100,000 in it for this year, and the reserve fund with $159,815.91. We want to remind you that these are here to help you expand and grow your programs and to encourage new ideas that enhance the student experience. We understand that new ideas develop and changes occur during the year, so please take advantage of these opportunities to request additional money as needed by submitting those requests on SGA's AU Involve page. Fifth, each year, the Budget and Finance Committee conducts carryover hearings in late October to handle the carryover of some money from the previous fiscal year to the new fiscal year to cover expenses from the previous year. You will be allowed to carry over money from last year's budget only if there are purchases you have already made but that have not yet made it through the university's budget process. Student representatives, please work closely with your advisors and administrators to determine if you have any line items you will need to carry over money for to cover recent expenses that don't get fully processed on September's budget. Any other money that you have left over from last year will be moved into the reserve fund. Carryover hearings will occur in late October, and we'll be emailing you soon with instructions on submitting any carryover requests that you may have. Sixth and last, we will also be reaching out to you soon with a budget tracker template to help you stay accountable to managing your budget on a weekly basis. We will expect every organization to be thoroughly and consistently managing their own budget tracker by remaining in close communication between students, advisors, and administrators. These trackers will help you record every expense that your organization has so that you can be aware of where you stand. And they will also provide a great tool to pass on to your successor for when they are budgeting next year. Now, to close, after fortunately no cuts, we have a balanced budget for the fiscal year for 2020-2021, and the Budget and Finance Committee will spend the next 2 weeks going through the process of having Student Senate confirm the budgets. Thank you in advance for the creative ways in which you will responsibly serve the student body through the usage of their student activity fee, which is allocated to you. Are there any questions from anyone here? Fantastic. If you do come up with questions, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to your budget and finance representatives. We would be happy to help you as we move through the next few weeks. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thanks, Maddie.